all these programming is so when these things do happen, it's not so much of a shock to the citizens because they've been seeing it and hearing it in songs, watching it in films, hearing it from newsreaders. So they're preparing us for when they want to implement these things. However, we're told that all what we've been watching from other journalists, other videos or pictures or films, etc., this is just coincidental. We're told to trust the scientists.
Spoiler alert, you're a scientist.
Indeed.
And legally, I am required to ask you your thoughts about the coronavirus.
Oh.
But I suspect...
I'm an astrophysicist, Jim!
I suspect you have an opinion.
What I will say of this virus, I think we're in the middle of a massive experiment worldwide. And that
where are
is...
the guinea pigs?
Maybe the experiment is, will people listen to scientists? In this case, referring to medical professionals?
Medical professionals.
In this particular case?
Say Anthony Fauci over at Allergy and Infectious Disease.
For example,
yes.
And are you washing your hands? And are you taking these precautions? These are warnings offered by scientists. And
for our own good.
For our own good. And I'd be interesting if we all paid attention to what scientists say, obeying the recommendations of scientists. It's an interesting experiment we're in the middle of.
So we're told we're in the middle of an experiment. What Neil deGrasse Tyson is really saying there is, we're in an experiment to see how many people will comply with whatever the government decrees, according to the science it receives. This too also can be manipulated, of course, for a wrong agenda. Who chooses the science? The leaders or the government? For example, let's say you have a politician or a president who has a global warming policy. And that's what he wants to push through to the people. What science do you think he's going to use? The science that supports his policy or his agenda. He'll ignore thousands of others in the same field of expertise, same scientists who have an opposing view. So just because we're told to trust the scientists, the question is which ones? Pharmaceutical companies, they have their own scientists. So does Monsanto. They're destroying our soil, destroying our food, causing cancer. All this is scientifically proven. But they have their scientists. If you have a policymaker in government, let's say he's corrupt, what science do you think he's going to choose? The one that he's being urged to put forward to the people. So you're being told you're part of an experiment to trust the science or to trust that person. And this talk about trusting the scientists anyway, it's just a deception, friends, because Neil deGrasse Tyson there is talking as if to insinuate that we have a choice in who we can trust or believe. As if that guy that was running along the beach had a choice when he's being chased and wants to be arrested because he was just jogging on the beach. Or the person being pulled out of the bus, or the poor people attending church in their cars and being fined. They didn't have a choice. Being fined, arrested and chased. So don't talk as if we have a choice when the reality is there's an agenda. The leaders choose the science that supports their agenda. They make laws, strip us of our most basic rights, and you're fined or arrested if you don't agree. If we're to trust the science, why don't we trust this science? There is so much scientific research done in this area and research journals published. Notice just the last part there. As of October 15, 2019, 252 EMF scientists from 43 nations have signed the appeal, appealing to the EU, appealing to the United Nations about 5G and its dangers. Not one study has been done in regarding to the safety of 5G. And yet all these scientists, hundreds from different countries, why are they being ignored if we're told to trust the scientists? You see, friends, what we really believe doesn't matter. The narrative's already been written. COVID-19 is a virus. It is contagious, and you must obey these laws until a vaccine is found. According to Bill Gates and others, there'll be digital proof to show who's been vaccinated and who isn't, who is a safe citizen and who isn't, and who'll be allowed to travel and who cannot. Friends, this gets very important when we study the mark of the beast, as we're going to see very soon. But I want to know what the poor soul has done wrong who refuses to be vaccinated. The one who conscientiously refuses to have poison injected into their veins or into their children. What crime have they committed? You know the biggest deception in the world today? That almost everyone falls for this. The governments, especially in the West, will have you believe you live in a democracy, that you live in a free land, that you have a say, that you can change the course of the nation and its policymakers. That's what they have you believe. But they poison our soil. They poison our air. They poison our water. They poison our food. They poison our children. But you live in a democracy, so you can make a difference. But they're doing things like this. They actually ignore science that's harming people. They ignore the poisons that they're putting into the soil, into the food, into vaccinations. Lead, mercury, aluminium, neurotoxins. But don't worry, you can make a difference. You're in a democracy. And people really believe that.